Jean Tacy?
Good evening, Mayor, City Councilors. I'm Gene Tacy, North Maple Street, Florence. Last year, around 9 o'clock at night on a rainy night, my wife hit a pothole on Con Street, right in front of the Walter Salvo house. The pothole was 2 feet wide, it was 12 inches deep, and 5 feet long. Took the wheel off the car. Cost me $568 for repairs. We sent the claim in, and because nobody reported it, it wasn't paid, it was denied. So, how many city vehicles, cruisers, sewer department trucks, water department trucks, how many fire apparatus, how many city vehicles, official vehicles went down that street that day and nobody saw that hole? How could it not possibly be reported? There's one instance. A man calls me up in distress, a city official. He calls me up, he can't go into his basement because there's a horrible smell in his basement. I go down to his basement, and there's 3 or 4 inches of sewage across his entire floor. I cleaned it out. I bleached his whole basement, I washed his walls, I scrubbed everything, I took the stuff out of his basement, took stuff to the dump, knowing full well the city would have to pay for it because it came from a manhole that was boiling over out in the middle of Hampton Terrace. I charged very, very little money because I knew the city was going to pay for it, almost nothing. His claim was also denied because he was the first one. So maybe we should revisit how we do these claims. I didn't come here then discussing my concerns about what had happened. But it shows you just exactly what can happen and how people can get irate when we're not paying attention. And I think it was probably our fault, the city's fault. When I say our fault, I mean our fault because the community didn't say anything about these holes or anything like that. Nobody has stepped forward with this. So if somebody is frustrated because they think they're being disenfranchised by the city and something like this happens and they don't get the proper action, that's what happens. So anyway, I'd like to say one more thing. I was at the Finance Committee meeting on Monday, and the Finance Committee meeting, including the mayor, did not know we were collecting marijuana fines. I have $8,000 worth of them right here we have collected since January 1st. I pay very close attention to the revenues and the expenditures in the city budget, and I found it ironic that nobody at the meeting knew this. But they're here, we've been collecting them, even from the state police. If they stop them on 91 and they are within the city limits, we collect that money in the city. So I just want to let you know that we do collect those funds. Thank you.
Thank you.